none other than Stephanie White spoke to the media today. We're going to dive into that shortly. Scott Agnes was the one who kind of broke everything down, kind of letting us know exactly what is happening with Caitlin Clark. So before we get into that press conference that just wrapped up in Indianapolis, shout out to the team because they're back in Indy practicing, getting ready for the Aces. We ultimately know what happened last time they played the Aces. It was a hard fought battle, and unfortunately, they just came up short, man. They came up short.
Indiana has confirmed their star player will remain sidelined for her fourth straight contest, missing Thursday's encounter against Las Vegas. This decision follows the organization's recent championship triumph, accomplished without their featured performers' involvement. Beat reporters confirmed the continued absence as the team prepares for an extensive 5-game home slate at their primary venue. This prolonged home schedule offers potential benefits for team recovery and preparation during the rehabilitation process.
On Wednesday, love it. Love it. I don't need to stay up all night. Absolutely love that, lads. I would say she's probably going to be back for... My prediction would be Gamebridge against the Sparks. Like, I think she's going to be back for the Sparks game on Saturday, which is about a week from now. Or, say, geez, about 4 days. And at the latest, the Valkyries game. Because it says here my goal's always been the same. Don't want to do something that lingers. We want...
The head coach addressed media inquiries regarding injury status and potential return timeline during recent press availability. Leadership emphasized organizational dedication to ensuring complete healing rather than accelerating comeback attempts prematurely. When questioned about Thursday's availability, coaching staff provided definitive confirmation regarding absence. Medical personnel recommendations guide decision-making processes concerning player availability and return schedules.
And fourth quarter disaster. That's all I'm going to say. So Scott Agnes said Caitlin Clark groin ruled out for Thursday matchup. It's her fourth straight absent. The Fever are going on a 5-game homestand, which is good. They got 5 consecutive games that will be played at Gamebridge, which is big time news for the Indiana Fever. And yeah, man, let's check out what Stephanie White had to say.
Leadership stressed prioritizing long-term health and wellness over immediate competitive requirements. The coaching approach aims to prevent the condition from developing into persistent issues affecting performance throughout remaining seasonal competition. Recognition of player eagerness for return was acknowledged while maintaining perspective about appropriate recovery protocols. With 5 contests remaining before the mid-season break, the organization believes adequate time exists for comprehensive rehabilitation.
Her to be 100% ready to go. But just take a look. Take a look at this. Like, she's going through, I'm not going to say full speed workouts, but she's going through, like, she was the last player on the floor after practice working on some defensive on hip with Stephanie White and some assistants. Like, she is, there is lateral.
The coaching philosophy emphasizes patience and proper medical clearance rather than responding to competitive pressures or individual desire for rapid return. This strategy ensures complete readiness when eventually returning to active participation. Regarding the upcoming Las Vegas encounter, leadership acknowledged historical difficulties Indiana has experienced against this opponent. The series has been dominated by Vegas, with Indiana failing to secure victory in their previous 10 meetings.
Moments ago, about Caitlin Clark and about this injury, man. Roll the footage.
Can you take me through how, as a coach, you kind of try to rally your team from last night of this is exciting celebration champagne to...
Coaching staff admitted unfamiliarity with the extended losing streak, instead focusing on treating them as the next opponent requiring complete preparation and attention. Personnel reviewed footage from their previous encounter to address specific concerns and defensive breakdowns. Confidence was expressed regarding defensive improvements since their last Vegas meeting, citing enhanced player movement and strategic roster additions. Cunningham's improved mobility and recent acquisitions were highlighted as significant developments.
Movement there that I think if there's any major damage, she wouldn't be doing. She would not be pushing off laterally like this. I just don't think she's probably ready to go full speed. I think they're going to bring her into full practice. I think they're going to give her a few days of full practice instead of bringing her in the game after full practice. Like, there is no way, by the way, that if you have a groin injury, that you are pushing off. If you're still injured, you're pushing off your left foot like that. That is just not happening. There is
Leadership emphasized consistent execution needs rather than relying exclusively on tactical modifications. Focus remains on implementing established defensive principles while maintaining communication and activity levels demonstrated during their championship exhibition. Celebration management following tournament victory required careful handling to prevent emotional downturns during subsequent preparation. This challenge was addressed through compartmentalization emphasis and refocusing on upcoming objectives. Personal transition from celebration to preparation was described, noting rapid mental focus shifts during travel following the championship contest. This approach reflects professional standards expected throughout the organization.
Okay, we're still in the middle of regular season VFA Center.
Yeah, I mean, I think we addressed that this morning. When we started watching film, it's like, that was great, that was awesome, that was a goal of ours, but now it's over. And it doesn't mean anything anymore. And now we got to continue to build off of the really good things that we did, continue to build consistency, continue to stack days, and we've got to refocus. We can't have a letdown after an exciting high.
You're the one delivering that message. How did you kind of relay it to yourself that, like, you were...
While the tournament represented an important achievement, it doesn't constitute the team's ultimate objective. The victory serves as progress validation while maintaining perspective about larger seasonal goals. Defensive improvements were evident during championship performance, particularly regarding initial positioning and point of attack coverage. The team successfully disrupted opponent ball movement and created difficult passing situations.
no way. There is no way, lads, that she is pushing off her left foot like this. If she is still currently injured, there is absolutely no way that she is pushing off her left foot like that. Like, that is something that will immediately, like, if there's actual damage to your groin, that you would not be able to do. See this here, this kind of weight transfer between right, left, right, that kind of weight transfer.
Communication and execution reached elite levels during 3 quarters of championship competition, establishing new standards for consistent performance. This level must translate to future contests for maintaining competitive effectiveness. The ability to secure defensive rebounds while maintaining high activity levels throughout crucial segments was highlighted. These fundamentals contributed significantly to championship success. When discussing memorable celebration moments, genuine connection and support demonstrated among teammates was emphasized. The group's selfless approach and mutual encouragement stood out during emotional victory moments.
Very excited. We can see you on the floor, very excited last night, but then you also have to get into coach mode as fast as you can.
By the time I got on the plane, I was over it, right? It's like, you got to get ready for the next. It's sort of the nature of compartmentalization, right? It's yes, it was awesome, it was fun, I wanted to celebrate it for them, they earned it, happy for them, and then we got to go into the next. It's not the end goal. Certainly it was a goal and it was a great accomplishment for our team, but we got to flip the page quickly.
What are you seeing, especially in that second quarter, defensively getting better?
Team character and work ethic were praised, while acknowledging adversity overcome during early season periods. Their ability to maintain unity and positive attitudes contributed to eventual championship success. Joy and pride displayed following victory reflected months of dedicated preparation and team development. These emotional responses validated coaching emphasis on building strong interpersonal relationships. Injury timeline remains uncertain, with medical staff maintaining primary authority over return decisions. The organization prioritizes thorough recovery over expedited comeback attempts that could compromise long-term health.
If she was actually, like, still hurt, you just wouldn't be able to do that. You just wouldn't. So, sure, a lot of coaches do this, but Cherie does seem to put a lot of extra time. No, I have no question that Stephanie White puts a lot of extra time. We just need another offensive coordinator. You don't need to fire Stephanie White because she seems to be okay when it comes to, like, she's won a Commissioner's Cup. No matter what, you do not fire Stephanie White. You do not fire Stephanie White at the end of this year. I can complain about Stephanie White the whole time, but she's done enough to stay in her job.
Speculation suggests targeting the mid-season break as return timeline, allowing maximum recovery time while ensuring availability for league showcase events. Status as team captain and league representative adds importance to showcase participation. The upcoming home schedule provides optimal conditions for rehabilitation while allowing competitive momentum maintenance. Home court advantages could prove crucial during continued absence from active competition. Team chemistry demonstrated during championship celebrations suggests strong foundation for continued success regardless of roster availability. Players have shown ability to elevate performance levels when key contributors face injury challenges.
You guys got to focus on the floor more.
First of all, our initial positioning was better. We were where we needed to be, which allowed our point of attack defense to be better. We were disruptive. We didn't allow them to just move the ball like they want to move the ball. We made it passes difficult. When you do that, it disrupts timing too, and that was one of our goals. We made them take tough shots. We secured the defensive board. Thought our activity level was really good. I thought our communication.
Coaching confidence in defensive improvements indicates systematic progress beyond individual player contributions. Strategic adjustments and tactical evolution continue developing despite roster limitations. The organization's patient approach reflects professional medical standards, prioritizing athlete welfare over short-term competitive pressures. This philosophy supports sustainable success throughout extended seasonal competition.
At the end of the day, it says the footwork lift at the rim. She's got to be close, yeah. I like the way she looks. Hopefully she's good for Saturday. We want Caitlin Clark 100% ready. This looks promising. I like those decisions. Please bring her home for the Aces game. Yeah, she's not playing that Aces game. Left-handed layup, she's looking good. I don't think we'll have to wait much longer. Yeah, nothing showed up on the MRI as far as we're aware.
Las Vegas represents a significant test for championship momentum, particularly given historical dominance in the series. Breaking this pattern would demonstrate genuine progress and competitive growth. Emphasis on execution over motivation suggests tactical preparation takes precedence over emotional factors. Consistent application of defensive principles and offensive systems determines competitive outcomes. The 5-game home slate offers opportunities to establish positive momentum while rehabilitation completes. Home court advantages could prove decisive during this critical development period.
Was elite. Our execution was probably as good for 3 quarters as it's been all year, that's got to travel. That's got to be the standard for us.
We see Caitlin down there. Is there anything new about her status, her day to day? Is she gonna be able to play tomorrow?
No, she's gonna be out tomorrow.
Is there any updated timeline in your head of when she could return this weekend, sooner after that?
I don't have anything in my head other than what I'm told. My goal has always been the same. Like, I don't want this to be something that lingers, that we come back too soon. We want to make sure that she is.
Recent practice documentation shared by credentialed media reveals encouraging developments regarding recovery progress. The content provides insights into potential return timeline and current physical condition. Unavailability continues for tomorrow's Las Vegas contest, maintaining absence from competitive action. However, analysis of practice activities suggests significant improvement in rehabilitation progress. The upcoming schedule includes Las Vegas, followed by Los Angeles on Saturday, and subsequently Golden State on Wednesday at 5 p.m. local time. This timing creates opportunities for potential return within the next week. Predictions indicate Saturday's Los Angeles contest represents the most likely return date, approximately 4 days from current projections. The latest possible comeback would occur during the Golden State encounter, aligning with organizational statements emphasizing complete recovery over rushed timelines.
Because let's be real, if someone showed up on the MRI, she would not be doing this. She would not be doing this. Like, the Indiana Fever, I would say it's either Saturday or the Valkyries game. She's not going to be out longer than that. She's not going to be out longer than the Valkyries game. Like, she's extremely, extremely close to return. And, like, that is one thing. And, again, shout out to Tony East for posting this. But, like, I do think when it's all said and done,
Practice documentation demonstrates participation in defensive drills with coaching assistance showing lateral movement capabilities suggesting healing progress. The movements observed would be extremely difficult or impossible with significant injury complications. Specific observations include lateral weight transfers and directional changes requiring full engagement of affected muscle groups. These activities indicate substantial improvement from previous severity as damaged muscles typically prevent such dynamic movements. Documentation shows execution of defensive positioning drills, footwork exercises near the basket, and shooting attempts. These activities require coordinated movement patterns that would be compromised by ongoing concerns.
100% ready to go, and that we put her long-term health and wellness as at the forefront.
Nothing about it being a game time decision these last couple games and being able to rule her out today. Is there any extra kind of concern about just, that little change in?
I don't know if there's extra concern as more of like, hey, let's just maintain perspective. She wants to play, and she's working to play, and she has been working to play. And I think after a few days, it's like, okay, we've got a little bit of time. Thinking 5 games before All-Star break.
Medical imaging results apparently showed no structural damage, supporting assessment that the condition involves muscle strain rather than more serious complications. This finding enables more aggressive rehabilitation approaches and shorter recovery timelines. Current organizational approach differs from previous management, reflecting lessons learned from earlier situations. Officials appear committed to ensuring complete recovery rather than accepting partial readiness for competitive return. Previous circumstances may have contributed to current issues, with suggestions that premature return from leg problems created compensatory movement patterns. These adjustments potentially stressed other muscle groups, leading to complications.
I think when it's all said and done, the Indiana Fever have, you've got a situation now with the good old Caitlin Clark where the team can survive without her, so they don't need to rush her back. Let's be honest, they did need to rush her back for that Liberty game. They did. And that probably caused her to aggravate something, or
The phenomenon of compensation injuries occurs frequently in athletic settings where protecting one area creates additional stress elsewhere. Understanding these connections helps explain how seemingly unrelated problems can develop during recovery periods. Examples from other sports demonstrate how muscle imbalances can create unexpected complications. Tight hamstrings causing back pain represents a common scenario where addressing secondary issues resolves primary symptoms. Elite athletes experience these complications regardless of conditioning levels. Professional teams increasingly recognize comprehensive rehabilitation importance, addressing movement patterns rather than isolated sites. This holistic approach reduces recurrence risks and prevents compensation-related complications. Current situation benefits from Indiana's improved team performance during absence. The championship victory demonstrated roster depth and reduced pressure for hasty returns. This success creates optimal conditions for patient recovery approaches.